Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you again in this wellness and health talks. Today, we have Eliot Berenguer with us, a wellness coach, a friend, and he's here to have a really nice chat and conversation about fitness, but fitness and health. Welcome, Eliot. How are you doing?
Hi, Luciana. Thank you very much for having me here. It's really enjoyable to share this time with you and being able to share a little bit of the world of health and wellness. And I'm really fantastic going through a beautiful moment in life.
It's great to hear. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here and sharing all your knowledge with us and your experience. So we're going to speak about, as we were saying, fitness and health. So let's start with the basics. What is fitness?
Well, there is a lot of misconceptions about fitness, and people usually focus on a few aspects of fitness, but fitness is an overall thing that we have to take in account for our all wellness in our body and in our mind. So fitness have different adaptations for our body. And through fitness, we can improve different aspects of the body. We can improve our mind-body connection. We can improve our cognitive. We can improve our metabolism. We can improve how our body responds in different aspects. And we can, generally talking about fitness, is even one of the best tools we can have for improving our energy levels. So fitness have a lot of different aspects. Usually people is always focusing on fitness is for how you look or for fat loss. And those really are bioproducts. Even when we talk about health, you can be doing exercise in some type of exercise always, and maybe you are not healthy because there are many different adaptations. So if we only focus on one kind of training and we don't address the other aspects of our fitness, you can be very powerful in one aspect, but then you are not very healthy because you are not being healthy in the other aspects. So for having fitness as a concept to health, we really should go through the different adaptations of fitness. So all this is going to be like a byproduct of doing all these adaptations. We're going to improve our health, our mental capacity, our behavioral too, because it's going to change our mood and everything. So fitness overall is a way, a lifestyle, we can say, that when you incorporate in your life, can help you to improve in many different aspects in your life. Even in the spiritual part, it can help you.
I love that. Holistic fitness applies to everything. I love how you include the mind and body, of course, changing the mood, changing the emotions. And I love what you said, obviously, energy. It gives you energy, even though while you're doing, you get tired and sore sometimes. That's great. So, yeah, you spoke about adaptations. So this fitness encompasses these multiple adaptations. What are these adaptations? Do you have some examples?
Well, from my perspectives and my point of view, I have to name here one of the persons who I think is really an eminence for me in the world of fitness is Dr. Galpin. Andy Galpin, if you have know about him or follow him, he explains he's explaining a lot of these kind of adaptations. So first we have the skill development, and the skill development in fitness adaptation is when we're talking how we move, how we walk, how we run, how we execute different points of our body movement. So it's very important because if we don't address the skill, we can be doing the training in the wrong way. We can be not getting the right position. We if we are going to execute in a bad way, and even if we don't address this part of the skill, we can get injuries very easily. So a skill is one of the first adaptations we should look for. Then I'm gonna see, so I don't want to forget any of the adaptations, but we have flexibility, we have speed, we have power, strength, we have muscular endurance, we have hypertrophy, anaerobic capacity, maximal aerobic capacity, and we have long duration endurance. So these all are different adaptations, and we have different kinds of protocols of training for improving all these different kinds of adaptations. If you want, I can explain very short each of these adaptations, what is the effect they have in the body.
Yeah, that would be great. So you name like around 10 different adaptations. So yeah, it would be great to understand each of them. You explained the first one, the skill development, and it made me think, yeah, I play beach volleyball, so you need a certain skill and certain muscles and certain movements and certain the joints and the muscles, and yeah, I understand that. Makes a lot of sense. We can speak about the adaptations, and then I would like to know, and I'm sure our audience as well, how do we choose our adaptations? Like, whoa, now we have all these 10. How do we choose which one to do? So, but let's start with explaining them, just having that in mind.
Okay, so first, it could be a whole episode we can talk about how to address these adaptations, because there are different tests, so we can know better how we are in those different areas. So in these adaptations, when we want to go through and say like, okay, what kind of training I choose? Well, the best way to do this is testing in these different areas to see where are you being more weak, where you are not being efficient, so you can know that that part has to be integrated in your protocol of training. And if you do a complete protocol of training with all the adaptations, it should be more focused on the ones that your body needs more to improve, or depending on your objective. It's very important the goals you are looking or aiming for. So there are going to be different protocols for achieving your goals. So in flexibility is one adaptation. We already talked about skill, and skill is related to with flexibility, no? And it has to be with the movement of your joints and the flexibility of your muscles too. So in that part of flexibility, one kind of exercise that is beautiful for that is yoga. We all know how flexible is the people who does yoga, and it's very important, the flexibility, because you will see that with time, if we don't train these joints, if we don't train our muscles to be more flexible, our range of motion to move is going to be shorter. And sometimes if you exceed that and you haven't trained it, you can get an injury too. So flexibility is very important, and it will give you a better range of motion, of movement, of ability. It will help you too for balance. So flexibility is a very important adaptations. We can do it through stretching, through yoga. We can do different kinds of adaptations. Even in Pilates, there is a little bit too of flexibility. So it's very important to address one kind of thing, at least stretching. And other thing is that please do not stretch always before training. Before training, we warm up. After training, we can stretch because our muscles are already warm up, and it's better to avoid any injury, just to address that part. Then we have speed, for example, and speed, I will not do a lot of emphasis on speed because this is more for people who really likes to run, and competition is more athletic, is not the most important one. And because testing to how speed develops, you can do it through power. So power is speed times force. So power will give a lot of this part. So speed is more about how fast you can go in different aspects, even pulling up yourself, running. So that's a speed adaptation. Then we have the power. So power is combining speed and force. Mm-hmm. So this one will tell you a little bit more about to create powerful movements, how fast you can push something, how fast or how tall you can jump. So it's a correlation, and power is really important in this aspect. Then we have a strength. So strength is very different. It's different from power. Power is correlated with force, that is a strength, but power is with speed. So strength is more about how strong you are for doing a max strength movement. Is not by how many repetitions you do, that you say, if someone does, I don't know, 100 push-ups, oh, he's very strong. Yes, there is a strength, of course, there, but that's more about endurance, muscular endurance. A strength is if you are going to do a push-up with a lot of extra weight in your back, and you can do it with 150 kilos extra, and you can push that movement one time. That's more about the strength, how strong you are. Then we have muscular endurance, that is more about the amount of repetitions that we can do. Mm-hmm. So if you can lift a very heavy weight one time, that's a strength. Endurance will tell you that you do the push-ups and you do 100 push-ups. Well, that's a lot of endurance. You have a lot of endurance in those muscles before they get fatigued. Then we have the muscular hypertrophy. And hypertrophy, people usually correlate it with strength, and it's true. The two of them go together. The strength and hypertrophy go together until some point. You can be stronger without building more muscle, and you can build more muscle without getting stronger. But usually, until a certain level, the two of them are correlated. If you're getting stronger, at the same time, you're going to build a little bit more muscle. And if you're building some muscle, you're going to get a little bit to strength. And hypertrophy is maybe the only adaptation, truly, that is completely focused not in functionality, but in how we look. Okay, it's more building the muscle, bigger muscle, and everything. It's more about how we look. It doesn't say if you are more flexible. It doesn't say if you are 10 times more strong. It doesn't say if you are more fast. It's just an adaptation that is more for our physique. The other adaptations are always more in the functional. Then we have anaerobic capacity, and this is the max exercise we can do in a very short period of time. So this is more correlated to interval training. So high, like HIIT, like everybody knows. Mm-hmm. So this is a kind of training that will affect more that part. Is the amount of capacity that you can perform in a very short period of time. Then we have anaerobic capacity, and this is more correlated to VO2 max. So this is a high intense training that should usually go around between 8 to 15 minutes to keeping this high rhythm, and until your lungs cannot give enough oxygen and expose enough CO2 max, and where is going to be your capacity of absorbing these oxygens and exposing CO2 max. So when you're going to run during 8-15 minutes at very high intensity, it will determine your VO2 max. Mm. And then we have the long endurance duration. And this one is more when you have a steady pace and you can go longer than 20 minutes. So long endurance is between 20, 60 minutes or more. And this is more the kind of when we see marathons, when we see runners for long distances. This is long endurance. It's different from muscular endurance, because muscular endurance is only that muscle. who is being activated. Long endurance is more about whole body and the capacity correlated with the cardiovascular system. So muscular endurance is more about, as we explain later, how many push-ups you can do, how many squats you can do. But it's more focused on a type of muscle. You can be very good in squat endurance, so your quads are very good for resisting for a long period of time, but maybe you are not very good in your upper body and you have less endurance in your upper body, in your arms.
Wow, thank you, Eliot, for giving a brief but detailed description of all these 10 adaptations. It gives us an opportunity to see. I visualize them as like 10 bubbles around me. And then I'm just gonna say it back, just to summarize it. If I'm forgetting anything, just let me know, just for our audience. All right, so we have all these adaptations, and for fitness and health, we want to know where we are at in each of them, ideally, and also very important, according to our objective of what we want to do in life. Like if we want to be a muscle builder, then yes, we are going to focus on just having the biceps and the quadriceps, right? If we want to be a golf player or a beach volleyball player, we'll focus on power, strength, but also flexibility. You mentioned flexibility is very important, and the skill development. So skill development will be for someone who wants to actually go a little bit further into the athletic mode. And then, you also spoke about the cardio and the VO2 max, the capacity, which is also very important. So I'm looking forward to going deep into each of them. And yeah, we'll have different talks for all of them so we can give more information about them and examples, so people can understand how they really benefit them, how they could use it, and etc. So like all those ideas. So great. We have all these adaptations, which encompasses what fitness is all about, and health is about having a balance around them. And you've made a huge emphasis in flexibility, and I agree with you. But if you had to choose, if we had to just focus first, which one is the priority? Because I understand we have to do all of them, but a priority.
Oh, yes. I would love to go with you in maybe another occasion through different kinds of these adaptations, what exercises, protocols we can do. But if someone comes to me and say, Eliot, I don't have enough time, I need to do an effective workout, something that is not time consuming, and that bring me the majority of results for longevity and for health. Mm-hmm. Well, in the first one, I will start, but because of different reasons, it will be in strength. One of the reasons is about that when you stop doing any kind of exercise, you begin to lose different of these adaptations. The first one we lose is strength. After that, you will lose a little bit of power, you can begin to lose your hypertrophy and these aspects. The last one you will lose is your cardio. The cardio is the one who keeps more for long periods of time. So strength is one of the ones we lose fast. And we can see that when you get older, strength is the main factor for a lot of older people falling down and breaking their hips. Is one of the major factors to suffer. They cannot open a bottle. They don't have the strength or the ability. So if you don't have the strength, it's going to affect you very much. And because we have two sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is a term is used to describe the natural loss of strength and muscle during time. But we lose muscle during time. But each year, after 40, more or less, we begin to lose like around 1% of muscle. It can be between 1 to more, 5%, something, but the strength will be double or triple of that. So you're losing muscle, yes, but your strength is going faster to be lost. So it's going to be one of the main focus. And It doesn't mean if you're 50 or 60 and you have not done any strength training. It's not like, oh, I'm already done. And this is no. It's one of the best ones that you can begin to do, even if you're 50 and 60 and you have never trained, because it's going to bring the major adaptations to your body, and it will allow you to perform better in almost all the other adaptations. So strength is the one adaptation that I will focus more. So yes, strength is for me the most important to keep. If you can only do one exercise, focus on strength. When you get strong, then you can go to another adaptation. But the first one, strength.
Thank you, Eliot. Yeah, I love that. And I agree with you, strength being the most important one. And thank you for sharing elderly people. Yes, 60%, 70% of the people, the death in elderlies are because of they fall. They fall, they break the bones, and they break bones because there's less muscle protecting. Muscle protects the bone, also helps with the balance because it's there, as you said. So yeah, thank you for that. So now we know strength training, the most important one, if we have to choose, or to start with, let's put it that way, to start with, and then we'll also start looking into the other adaptations. And yeah, thank you. It would be great to go in deep in each of them. So we'll do that for the next time. So thank you for this. Do you have any closing message, thought?
Yes, I will say, Charlie, I would like to explain something about strength, and I would like to focus on that part. Is first, you can test your strength with a handle grip. There are handle grips that can measure how strong you are. You can find it in the market. Another way to test your strength is to hang from a bar and to see how you can sustain there. Around 30 seconds is good. Between 30 seconds, 50 is nice. Over 60 seconds, you're okay. So this is a way to test a little bit your strength of your grip, because it determines a lot of how strong you are. There are different tests to test the strong, or how you are in your lower body or your upper body too. And we have, I know, Luciana, that you are too coaching 10X. And this is a beautiful protocol. It's a beautiful protocol in strength, because it's not only affecting strength, that is the major point of this protocol, but the way this protocol of strength training is constructed is beautiful, because it affects different adaptations, not only strength. With 10X, you is first avoid any kind of injury, because the way it is executed, and the way it's constructed, that is in a circuit mode, will implement in different adaptations. So the first one, strength, hypertrophy, and it will help you too with your VO2 max capacity. And like byproduct of doing this kind of protocol is that you're gonna be more resilient, you're gonna improve your bone density, you will generate more strength and hypertrophy, combating all what we say about sarcopenia. When your bones get stronger, you are combating osteopenia, that is the natural bone density loss. And so 10X is maybe the best protocol I know to improve your strength and to improve your capacity. So yes, I will focus more in this kind of training.
Yes, I'm also a 10X coach, and I must say, for me, you mentioned all the traits and characteristics, like more technical, but also the fact that it's done in less than 15 minutes, and you do it twice a week. For me, it's the winner. Like, I'm an athlete. I'm a beach volleyball player. I'm an athlete, and I don't like going to the gym. Never really liked that. I like to be outdoors. And yes, I love movement, but 10X made me also understand and realize how important it is to build muscle. And as you said, by doing it with this protocol, in this way, in this sequence, being the most effective, giving you the most effective results. So yeah, I totally agree. I agree with that. Thank you for pointing it out.
Yes, and I think like you is a beautiful way, and I love that you remarked the part of the time consuming, because a lot of the excuses we hear a lot about in the world of fitness or getting to be more healthy is I don't have time. That's one. Other people who I don't want to go to the gym every day, 1 hour, 2 hours. And for long term and for a lifestyle, this is super important that we have a protocol that is a short period of time. Why? Because it's very easy to prolong it in time, that you will keep on doing it. If life happens, and if you have from nowhere, you have children, or your job change, or any kind of situation that changed your situation in life, where you lose time because you have to address other things that happens, having a protocol that is a very short time consuming is super important. Because truly, if you are going to the gym right now 2 hours a day, beautiful, that's amazing. But I don't think that could be achieved for a lot of people for long term, when it comes to having a family, when they change, or when they get older and you don't have that amount of energy to be in the gym all the time. So having this protocol that you can be executed in 15 minutes more or less, 2 times a week, we're talking about half an hour a week. So how amazing is that, that you can improve your whole overall and affect your metabolism and strong and bone density and all with a very short period of time. And this is something amazing, and that no one can tell you I don't have half an hour a week for taking care of my health.
Yeah, I love that, and I agree with that. Yes, we make up many excuses, and as you said, it's creating this routine, this short routine that you can take for the rest of your life, and creating that habit of going and taking care of yourself, because this is, we're talking about fitness for health. So great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Eliot, tell us, where can we find you? What's the best place to find you?
Instagram, Evolistic Health, or in LinkedIn, you can find me too through my name, Eliot Berenguer Tuaty.
All right. Is there any final closing thoughts?
To share with everybody, I was a person who was not gym addicted, no, a person into, for a long time, I just didn't take care of my health. That's the truth. I was going through life, I didn't care, I was young, whatever. And some years ago, I was in a bad position, and I decided to take care of my health. I began to learn about it, and that's what my whole life changed. It brought me here. Is my new passion is taking care of the people, helping people, because it was amazing when I began to take care of my health, and I began my 10X protocols. I'm taking nutrition and sleep in accordance to improve my health. And I just want to tell everybody, please start in some way. You don't have to do everything at the same time, but start working in the area that you feel you're lacking more. Do baby steps. And I was the one who thought you have to go to the gym 1 hour, 2 hours, all the days. I have a lot of misconceptions. And now I know that you can take care of your health in a very effective way, doing some little twitches in your lifestyle and creating these new habits. And you will be amazed of the improvement of your cognitive, your mood, of how you interact with the world, how energized you are, how everything is going to be improved. And it's the best way, because in these days, we are always taking care of when we get sick. Is the best way to avoid getting sick and to enjoy life at your maximum level. So please, people, trust me, it's not that hard to take care of yourself. It's not that complicated. It's true, you need to learn the right tools, you need to learn the good information and the best protocols to adapt in the different areas of your life, but take care of your health, because it's amazing how you can feel.
Thank you, Eliot. I love that. take care of yourself. Yes, and that's what we are going to do. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your knowledge and having this chat, and we will see you soon. And for everyone, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, let us know in the comments any questions. We're here, we'll answer, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.